calling me? Lagrange, Kentucky. Should we answer it? Hello.
I'm calling with the U.S. Army recruiting command. We were calling to speak with Tristan. Are they available?
They are not right now.
Is this his father?
No, this is me. I don't know what they were saying. But anyways. There we go. We like a little sauce. We like a little speed. It's been a while. It's been a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. My name is Tristan Sartoris. I will be your host today, and I can do exactly half of a backflip. What does that mean? Ouch is what it means. Guys, welcome back to Full Circus. I'm happy to have you guys here with me again today. And let me tell you this, the few extra days that I gave myself some cushion so I could spend, my entire week playing a very certain game that I will get to in a second, having that extra kind of cushion is really throwing off my podcasting skills, okay? It's crazy how fast you lose something that you've been doing for, 88, 89 episodes? It's just gone. It's supposed to be like riding a bike, but it's not. I never forget how to ride a bike. It's more like making mac and cheese. You do it over and over and over again. You get pretty dang good at it, but when I stopped for a week, I couldn't tell you the first thing about how to get that golden, creamy, delicious pot of noodles. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be talking about or how this is going to go. But you guys might, I'm in the present. You guys are in the aftermath of what's happened here. So really, you could just scrub along to the bottom and be like, oh, wow, this is what he says. And you can come back to this moment and be like, hey, I know something you don't, and know exactly how this is going to play out. You could do that, but you'd be a pretty sick individual to go and do that and have some sort of mental control. You control freak. That's a weird power dynamic, and you should get checked out for doing that. So, just try and stay present, be with me as such. I'm trying some new things with the lights, and every time I look at them, I'm still blind. And it looks good, it looks okay, but there's shadows in the back, and I don't like that. I don't know how to fix it. See these little things? It's bothering me, but I gotta let it go, okay? Something's bothering you, and you have to move on. You try your best to fix it. I got this little light to try and do something about it, but it's just not really helping. It also doesn't help that I'm very pasty, very white, and on top of that, I wore a white shirt. Okay, so I'm just reflecting. I'm creating all kinds of problems for myself, and it is unfortunate in that sense because, when you go and you want to do this show and you want to make it as beautiful and as crazy as possible, which don't always coincide together properly, but that's what we try to achieve here on Full Circus. But anyways, yeah, it is. It's a little bit of a mess. So if anyone knows how to get rid of the shadows, let me know, okay? I don't know. Do shadows have their place? No, I don't know. Why do I need a shadow? I'm not contouring the freaking set. Just move. I want it blown out. That's all I want. Yet there's shadows, and they remain. So, knowledge isn't just a luxury. It's a necessity here. And unfortunately, we don't always have it. But yeah, dude, I feel good. I think I feel good, I should say. Sometimes you got to check in with yourself and say exactly how happy I am. I'm feeling pretty good. I am. There's something special about just wearing a shirt that you really like, and it makes you feel comfortable, like you can take on the world. This is not that shirt. So I wish I was wearing one of those, but this is a shirt. It's giving me like a B on the comfortableness. So I really got to do what I can to make myself feel as well as possible. Dress for the job you want to get. And the job I want is someone that's very comfortable and knows exactly what he's going to be saying and doing throughout the course of the whole podcast. And this shirt just screams, not me. It's too straight and narrow. It's too put together, and I'm all over the place. So I need some tie-dye or something crazy that's really gonna let me lock in to who I am. Man, what else was I gonna say? I forget. There was something that you have two thoughts that are like bouncing off each other, and they just passing in the night, dude, passing in the night. But yeah, so I'm not dressing for the brain that I want to have today, but I'm trying to do the things necessary to make it more comfortable. Like with the lights, I tried to fix it. It's not working. I will say this though, peep the haircut, okay? I've said this many times. The long hair, it bothers me. It's one of those neurotic things. You have little tics in your life that say, I can't be present until I remove this. So instead of wearing a hat, I chopped it off. I got rid of it, okay? And this little cord that I'm always jingling with and gets caught in the wheels, I put it under the table. So we're solving problems, okay? we're smart in the areas and, identifying the things and, how we can move on as strongly as possible. Life isn't always about being as strong, though. It's not about just willing yourself through the mess. A lot of times it's about identifying your weaknesses and trying to, work on those as well as you can, trying to build off of those, because you can't just remove weaknesses. You can only face them and trying to, just really deal with them as best as you can. And, I didn't know that I'm this wise. God dang, dude, I'm smart. I can't get rid of shadows, but dude, sometimes I just spit some wisdom on accident and it just happens. I should really just talk even more than I do. But yeah, dude. Got the haircut. The haircut was nice. It's a shame because it's getting so cold. I really wish I had that extra thickness. It's like wearing one of those Russian freaking fur, all the way, and it feels comfortable and cozy. Dictionary check. But yeah, dude. I feel a little fidgety. I feel a little uncomfortable. I'm trying to really just slow down. Another problem is that we are going to do some festival thing in like 30 minutes or so, and they're like, we gotta get this podcast done, go. So as much as I want to dial it in, slow it down, and get comfortable in my own space, there is also a very physical presence that is looming. It's going, rush, move faster. But yeah, dude, haircut feels nice. It's not in my face. It's so good. Going to the place was cool. It's always interesting going to get haircuts, dude. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is with. I go there and whether they're talkative, and then I try and make a couple jokes and like, stop. I'll see the things. And like, okay, you got the scissors. I'll shut up. Or I get tortured with, back massages and these crazy scolding hot, towels and face and, whatever it may be. This was a different one. This person did not want to talk like at all. Okay, so I'm sitting there and she's like, did not want to make conversation, and I'm kind of like letting her do her thing because the last time I always try and talk, they're like, yeah, no thanks. So I'm just kind of waiting. Eventually the silence grew unbearable because I don't like the silence, as you can tell. I don't ever take a beat. So I start talking a little bit, say something about the time zone because it's so dark. The sun went just out of nowhere. It was the first snow that night as well. And I said something about, they were talking about hair in the wind. I was saying, yeah, my hair doesn't exactly flow in the wind. And I was just making a joke about it. I can't remember how I delivered it. Just know it was hilarious at the time. No laugh. She didn't say anything. About 3 minutes later, though, she did go, flow in the wind. I was like, oh, I got to laugh. I don't know why it was so delayed. Like she had Wi-Fi or something. It was like she was downloading what I said. He's like, flowing in the wind. That's funny. So I was so confused. Like, oh. And I didn't know if I should say any more because I felt like the joke didn't land. And then I tried to say a couple more things. She said one thing, though, that was really weird. Oh, I tried not to touch this. There's another one of those things I'm trying to overcome and work on, is not touching the mic. But yeah, I was just talking about the thickness of my hair and how freaking, rough and tough it is. And I said this thing where I said, yeah, it doesn't really move a lot. It's kind of like clay. And she said, well, you said it, not me. I was like, what? I wasn't. The way she reacted was like I was saying something self-deprecating. I was just saying, yeah, it's like clay, I like my hair. I like the way that it is. I can mold it and do whatever I want with it. And she took that like I was, yeah, my hair sucks. My hair's like clay. She's like, yeah, you said it, not me. I was thinking it. It is terrible. I was like, hey, no. You can't do that. You acted like I just said, I feel so fat. And you're like, you said it, not me. Like, dude, it's not what the point was. You turned it into an insult. I was making a comment about myself, and you're like, yeah, it sucks. Hate to tell you that. But it's just like, what am I supposed to do with that? You say something about yourself. Oh, man, my eyebrows are just really thick. You said it, not me. It's like, whoa, I didn't think it was a problem. What is this? You can't be doing that. So I just gave up, dude. No matter what I do, if I go to these barbers, they find a way to just poke and pry and ruin my time. And again, my hair, it looks exactly the same way it does every single time I get a haircut. I ask for different things every time. She's like, yeah, that's just the way it is. We're just gonna cut it, and it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. I said, okay, fine. At least it's not falling on my head face. Yeah, dude, I'm feeling good. I'm trying to deal with the things necessary, and move on, be as comfortable as I can with the time that I have before I gotta go. Man, time has been in between, and let me tell you why, dude. Okay, so I want to talk about this a lot. However, I can't. Really tricky position. So the last episode, if you guys saw, I went on and on about the game called God of War that was releasing that night. It's the reason I recorded so early. I was so excited, and I want to talk about it so bad. Everything that was so beautiful and impactful, and let me just say, it was one of the greatest gaming experiences of my life. But I will not spoil it, okay? We know I have a habit of coming on here and talking about the things I want to talk about and spoiling them. You have 5 seconds to click off this episode before I spoil it, because we know that's what I'm going to do. 5, 4, too late. He doesn't make it out. And I'm not going to do that, because this is how important it is to me. I'm going to break the chain of my failures and say, no, I am going to let this thing remain strong and resolute so that, whether you have an interest or not, that you still have that ability to go experience it for yourself. But I will say it was incredible, okay? It was powerful. There were strong moments. There were sad moments. I mean, you think I didn't cry, okay? You think I didn't weep? So many people don't even understand the freaking cinematic experience that games can give you. So it was just it was a time, dude, and I spent every waking second that I could. I tried to get everything out of the way as fast as possible. I was like, I gotta play God of War. Kratos needs me. We're battling. We're doing the things, and I'm trying to work out some sets. And I'm like, yeah, this is the song. I feel like I'm Kratos now. So yeah, I want to talk about it more, but all I can say is that it lived up to my even lofty expectations that I gave it, and you don't know what you're missing out if you haven't tried it. But yeah, dude, it was nice. It was 30 hours long. And I got through it in 4 days, I think. So do the math. Don't do the math. Please stay present. And, if you have a calculator nearby and you want to do that real quick, pause the video. But unpause it. Let's stay together. Let's keep on chatting. But yeah, I didn't really have to do too much. No real interference. There was a couple. My dad asked me to go work. Just of all the unfortunate times, God of War? During the God of War season? The time, dude? And yeah, it sucked a little bit, but I didn't complain. I went there and I did the work as well as I could while also thinking of the game that I wanted to play. And I was super bored the whole time, because you come from such a, it's like you leave a Queen concert, and there's the energy and the dynamics and everything. Your freaking chemicals in your brain, what dopamine, serotonin. I don't even know what the things are, okay? But they were raised, and they were excited, and they were high, and then you go straight to work. And it was super rough. And, and I don't want to say the kind of work that they do over there was boring. Obviously, that's the way I feel, but I don't want to say it. And although I kind of feel like they do that too, I don't ever see them smiling or laughing at the thing they do. Like, we have a good time because it's my family. We make jokes. Like, the personalities make anything fun. But nobody that I've ever seen goes like, okay, let's start tightening these bolts. Yeah, dude, I'm cranking it. I'm changing the oil, dude. No, I've never seen anyone excited to do it. No one wakes up like, I can't wait to go fix this house, this foundation. So I've never seen anyone do it with a smile on their face because they're enjoying it. But that's work for you. I don't know what things you really can smile doing it. I think that's why the world of comedy is appealing, because it's a job where you really are smiling and you're bringing smiles to people. But even then, I'm not always smiling while I do it. I think the best job you could probably get would be a comedy critic. If you were a stand-up comedy critic, your job was literally to go and watch people and just laugh. If you got paid to laugh and smile, what kind of dream is that? I never thought about that. I've just set myself a new path that I might want to pursue. I want to be a stand-up critic. Now, I won't criticize it all. I'll just be like, oh, yeah, this is nice. And I get paid for smiling, dude. I want to be a professional laugher. That's what I want for my life. But anyways, working there, it was not, there were no professional smiles going on. We just did the work, we strengthened, and, it was nice because it was a lot of heavy lifting and doing some stuff that was powerful, and I came from God of War, and Kratos so strong. I was like, I want to be like Kratos, May have hurt my back a little bit, but, it's the God of War, you have to push yourself through some things, like this stupid cord, and, worrying about shadows. Nothing else, nothing, dude, I don't know why this happens to me all the freaking time, but I cannot pick a word that I want to say. I said else and much. Nothing else, nothing much else happened. I said nothing else, nothing etch. I grabbed two words and I shove them together like I'm some sort of chef of vocabulary. And I just throw it in like, well, nothing else to do, What are you saying? And I have to keep going, dictionary check. What's the word? And if you notice, nothing ever pops on the screen because it ain't real, okay? So I don't know why. I don't see it happen to anybody else. But it's every single time. I'm presented two options, and I could go this way, I could go this way. I'm like, but what if I just went down the middle, grabbed them both, and I gave you the craziest sentence you've ever heard? So I don't know what that is psychologically. It's probably a case of me not slowing down, and that means that I need to kind of pace myself accordingly, but I don't. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice being there back at work. The only other thing that really happened there is they have I think it's called the crock. It's like a sewer connecting thing. It's basically just a lid, and right under that is a pit of water. And I was carrying some cinder blocks, and I was walking, and I tripped because there's a hole. But I didn't, I stepped on it, and I didn't just fall right into the hole, but the freaking lid went, and my thing went down, rocked in the air, and I threw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I fell on the thing, I got water over myself, and people laughed, and sometimes it's rough, dude, sometimes it's rough, because the family will just make fun of you, but then they'll ask if you're okay. It is really cool. It's really cool to have someone care about you that much, but they go, 3 hours later, hey, you're all right though, right? Yeah, no, I'm okay, just limping. And then my brother showed up immediately after, and I thought this embarrassing moment that happened, I was fine, so it was okay to laugh. And I do that to other people too, so it's not like I'm just being picked on. Just so you guys, I'm just trying to give you the intricate family dynamics we have. But yeah. So I was a little embarrassed, ashamed of the moment. Like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, no, physically I'm fine. Pride hurts. I'm like, oh, okay, good. And then someone else walks up and like, hey, by the way, Tristan fell in the crock. I'm like, hey, we couldn't keep that between us for just a moment. Did we not see the shame? Did I not just illustrate the pride that was lost in this thing? Not that I really don't care, but I just thought you have to see the humor and the comedy. In some things where it's like, oh, come on, he was right there. All you have to do is say, hey, we're okay, nothing much. But I'm going to do it right back, and I'm going to say that right after that, my brother fell in the crock, and now I'm one-upping the whole situation and telling you guys that he fell in the crock. So, in turn, no one's better than the other person, okay? Now, people might share in the moments to keep it close grip, but at least I'm going to broadcast it to the internet, baby. So, who's the worst now? Not a competition I want to win, but you know what? We did it nonetheless. What else happened? That was the one distraction from God of War. The second was, I talked about it before, that we were going to have this Thanksgiving, okay? This fakes giving, this foes giving, the giving of fakes, thanks. And it was cool. We had it at my aunt's house. We'd never been there before. It was really far away, and it was raining so bad, but I had to go to the bathroom really bad right off the get-go, just go into the place because it was so far away. And as soon as I walk in there, they're like, hey, let's show you the place around. I run around, I'm like, oh, it looks great. Just go straight to the bathroom. And Thanksgiving was nice. It was cool. There were some interesting moments. There was a photographer there. And I've never had or seen a photographer at a family gathering like this. Like, you just sit down to have a family meal. Hey, how's work you doing? How you thankful for this and how's school and such? And there's just who's this? There's just a photographer here, and we start lining up and doing family photos. Like it feels way too formal for me wearing pizza socks going out to this place where we're taking photos now. What's happening? What's happening? And she's directing people, moving. And I was like, I thought we were having dinner. I'm not thankful for this moment here. No, it was funny. The photographer was nice, though. However, she was barefoot. And let me tell you something about me, dude. I don't know why, but I don't like bare feet. My own are cool, but seeing other people, unless we're at the beach, I need to see the toes contained, okay? Socks, fine. But you don't got to go barefooting around. Now, the part that really bothered me, I guess, it wasn't a bother, it was just a general intrigue, was that it was someone else's house. She got invited over here, and how did this? She was already here when we got there, so I don't know what the conversation was. That she was just like, "Oh, yo, you want me to take photos?" She's just taking off her socks and shoes. Like I can only work barefoot. So it made me laugh to kind of sit there, which is great for a say cheese. I'm like, she's barefoot. That's so gross. It's someone else's house. Who does that? I don't even like taking my shoes off in someone else's house. Not because I don't want to be in my socks, but I feel like it's just sometimes it's weird, depending on how well you know them, to walk around in your socks. There's a certain stench and potentness with the feet that comes with it, and my shoes are so clean, so it's not like I'm dirtying nobody's carpet. But anyways, I digress. So I thought that was just hilarious, and I'm like, dude, check where's your shoes at? And so I just kept theorizing about how this occurs. I've never seen anything like it. Have you ever seen a photographer show up at a family dinner and then proceed to take off her socks and shoes? It was like we were taking beach family vacation photos, and she just came out of nowhere like this. So I was I was theorizing, and I was like, well, maybe she didn't just take them off. Maybe she came like that. And that was such a funny thought to me that I couldn't stop laughing for a few minutes, because it's like, if you came barefoot, it's not by choice. Obviously, she must have been running late. She's like, oh my gosh, fixing my hair, do the makeup, getting my camera ready, whatever photographers do to get set for another person's Thanksgiving meal. And then she's like, oh, I'm late. I gotta go. And she's just barefoot and she just has to go out the house. Think about how ridiculous that is if that was you in any situation. Like, oh shoot, I have this meeting to go to. I have all these other things I could do. Would you rather be 15 seconds late, or would you rather be like, I don't have the time to do it. I gotta go the way I am. Of all the things you could pass up, oh, my hair's not perfect, but you know what? I'm barefoot. I can't pass another second. Because you see some people where they're in such a rush that every single second matters. It's such a funny concept to think that maybe somewhere out there, and possibly her, someone could be so pressured and running so late that they show up somewhere barefoot. That's so... Could you imagine someone showing up barefoot? They're like, dude, be late, please. Take 15 seconds, tie your shoes, buy Velcro, whatever you got to do, make it work. Slippers, not even a sandal? You couldn't come in a flip-flop? Anything? You came barefoot? So I thought that was hilarious, and we took photos for way too long, too. And the food was good, man. The food was nice. Food's always good. However, it was extremely cold. There was not anything that was warm. Dude, there was nothing that was even lukewarm. Okay, now I don't know who Luke was, but he was slacking. He was giving off no heat here. So because we took so long taking the photos and everything, by the time we got to the food and the stuffing, the potatoes, mashed, I'm like, dude, this is freaking icy. It's cold. It's like the Fimbulwinter from God of War. So yeah, I didn't really eat a ton. I can understand the food tasted good. But from a temperature point, it was just unacceptable to me. But everyone enjoyed it. They had a good time. But the turkey, the ham, the corn, everything was freaking cold, except for the pie that was not heated. The only thing that remained warm was the dessert. Okay, even the whipped cream. I was like, how is this the thing warm? Everything else is like on heaters. They tried, but for whatever reason, it didn't work. So yes, I tasted the food, and I could understand from a cuisine perspective that it was cooked good. The stuffing was well, the corn, everything was made well. The temperature was just not there for me. So I didn't really eat much, but you better believe I had a ton of pie, dude. And we actually ran out of apple pie that I went to the store afterwards and bought a little mini apple pie. Cause this is so good. I'm hooked. It's my day. This is pie day. Happy Thanksgiving to me. Yeah, dude, so the food was cold and no shoes were there as well. I will say this, though. I don't know what it is about cold food, but, I had to do a number 2 pretty freaking bad, okay? And this was my aunt and uncle's house, and they built the layout, and I don't want to ridicule them or, judge them in any way, but for whatever reason, the bathrooms right next to the kitchen, okay? Now, this isn't a problem too bad if you're going number 1 or so, but when you're going number 2 and that's the only bathroom in sight, on a Thanksgiving meal, I was going to make some sounds and some things that were going to be more disturbing than this person not wearing their shoes, okay? So I didn't even go to the bathroom. I couldn't because you hear the grunts, the splooshes, the splashes, whatever I'm going to be doing in there. I don't know how heavy and freaking Chevy it's going to be in there, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because it's right next to the table. It's right next to the kitchen. You could smell the food and you could smell me in there doing my business, so I couldn't do it. Not out of just embarrassment and sheer shame, but respect for everybody else. So yeah, move your bathroom, and anyone else who is ever going to build a house and a floor plan and a layout and such, just like a good 10 feet, anything. The fan wasn't going to be loud enough. Like, what was I supposed to do? Just crank it up? Like, dude, does this fan go any higher? Please, okay? You see me walking in there with candles. I'm like, trust me, I'm sorry about what's about to happen, but we got to do something about this place. So yeah, I didn't want to destroy their bathroom. I wanted to have some sort of family holiday etiquette. And that wasn't the only bowel movement that was going down there. I guess technically it was because I overheard a conversation. I wish I didn't. My brother was talking about, other people's problems, just trying to help people out and whatever. And he gets to my grandpa. What seems to be bothering you? My grandpa's like, well, I'm constipated. And I'm like, oh, jeez. The pie I'm eating. I don't need to hear this. Now, granted, you guys probably didn't come here to, hear different stories of bowel movement and lack of bowel movement. But you know what? I think we can all agree that we're happy to be here nonetheless. And this is just the raw, it's real. What you see is what you get. So yeah, I had to go do a number 2, and my grandpa wanted to do a number 2. And unfortunately, neither of us could for different reasons, but yeah, so I overheard that. It was just a funny, what kind of Thanksgiving is this? The food's cold, nobody's wearing shoes, I can't go to the bathroom, and now I know that my grandpa's backed up. Okay, that's not information I always want. Am I glad to have it? Quite frankly, I don't know yet. Maybe it will help me somewhere down the line, but yeah, so I'm just being real with you guys, and that was what was going on for real there. I don't think anything else happened at Thanksgiving, really. Yeah, it was pretty good. We didn't sit around the table and give thanks. We never do that. I can't remember a single time in my life where we, you hold hands and say, this is what I'm thankful for. This is what, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. We don't do that. We don't ever say, someone say something you're thankful for. We just assume that people are grateful. And I will say now that I am very grateful to have the ability to, go to the bathroom in certain ways. However, I didn't have it at the moment, but I was grateful to be in my own home and space and have that luxury. But yeah, there was no really thanks going on. And I'll tell you this as well. We have a Thanksgiving, but where's the you're welcome's giving? Okay? Where's the passing of the other half of politeness? When someone says thank you, is it not customary to say you're welcome? Where's the day after that? Why is that Black Friday? I feel like it should be you're welcome. There's a return. There's a thankful for this. You say thank you, and you say, hey, you're welcome. Okay? It's like we're only teaching people to be half good, half polite. And that's messed up, guys. If you're going to be giving thanks, you got to be having and giving and passing your welks. All right? So that's what happened there. And Thanksgiving was nice overall. It was fun. I will say that it's kind of thrown off my holiday equilibrium because we had it, when was it? It was the 10th was our Thanksgiving. And also on the last episode, by the way, I don't want to throw any shade at anybody, but on the last episode I said, hey, if you're listening to this, because I'm releasing it before the Thanksgiving meal we're going to have the day before, that I'm going to talk about God of War. And if you want to have a nice, interesting conversation with me and also prove that you listen to the podcast, ask me about the game and I'll talk your ear off. Nobody did! It's not your fault. You have other stuff going on. But don't think I didn't clock it. Now, my mom did, of course, because she listened to everything, and also she had just heard me talking about God of War every single second moving forward, and I still am. But some of those people, I don't want to judge you. I'm not going to say I'm judging you. Obviously, that's the way I feel, but I'm not going to say it. So anyways, none of you said that, and I just hope that if you guys ever get around to that, you will realize the error of your ways, and that's, no hard feelings. But, there's some feelings. They may not be rough and stiff, but they're soft, and they're getting there, okay? They're hardening up, those feelings. I'm kidding, by the way. I really do appreciate any time that my family's ever listened to this show and had a good time with me today. But yeah, dude, my holiday, what we saw at the 10th, and I was like, was Halloween a month ago? It's like everything just kind of got shaken up, and I'm expecting a Black Friday to come the next day, so I'm looking for deals. I'm like, people, Walmart, hey, where's the deal? And they're like, dude, it's November 11th. What do you think you're just going to walk in here 2 weeks early and demand a sweet deal on the TV? I'm like, I'm sorry, I forgot. And now it seems like everybody's like that because the freaking Black Friday deals are beginning to roll out. It's like, so maybe there was something to this early Thanksgiving. We're trying to catch up because they keep moving Black Friday earlier and earlier and earlier. We're like, hey, you know what? Thanksgiving, meet your match. Okay, we got you. Problem, meet solution. And we took care of that, so now we've had this great meal, and it felt like we got even more time in a way, Because like, oh, dang, Halloween was so freaking long ago. In reality, it wasn't, but it feels like I got an extra month of time having it so early, and we caught up with the Black Friday deals, and Christmas, I get to celebrate Christmas even longer now. Some of those people, they're like, hey, you know what? You can't celebrate Christmas. Don't listen to the music. Yes, no, Thanksgiving. I've had my Thanksgiving. I can do whatever I want. Not that you were ever going to stop me, but you know what? From a legality point of view, I can do whatever I so please, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. But also, we are going, like I said, dude, I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, I'm running late. They're going to come bust through this door. We're going to the festival right now. Did you tell them about that person that had no shoes on? Yeah, sorry. It happened. Yeah, so I'm still rushing. I got to finish this last thought. I forget what it was. It went away. Oh, yeah, we're going to the festival, and it ends like tomorrow. And real Thanksgiving, has not happened yet. So it feels like everybody is just way ahead of schedule, and I don't know why that it is. And, I'm thankful for it. And that's what Thanksgiving taught me, is to just be grateful for everything, especially your bowel movements. But guys, I got to go. I think that's everything. I've been rushing. I'm sorry. There was a lot of things that I felt like I wanted to talk about and have a good time. So I hope that we presented this podcast in the best way possible. Now, obviously, there's still shadows. But, we got rid of the hair. We got rid of the cord. And I can't control time and space. I can't control obligations that I have, previous engagements that I have to go take care of. Also, I cut out some of the stuff of the podcast, and in the middle of it, I got a call from the Army, and they started talking about recruitment, and I hung up on them, and now my brain's just thinking a little bit what they want to say. So, I don't know. But yeah, everything has kind of just got my brain racing. Not to mention the fact that we're making macaroni for the first time in a while, and I just kind of got to get my footing here. But guys, that is everything I want to talk about. I hope that you go play God of War. I hope that if you haven't had your Thanksgiving yet, I hope that you, your family members, and if you get a photographer, that they show up with socks, if that, please, shoes, just something, And if you maybe bring just a duffel bag of, slippers and stuff like that. But you got to prepare for these kind of things. So eat lots of fiber, wear lots of shoes, play God of War, and probably don't hang up on the Army Recruitment Center. But you know what, guys? Thank you so much. This has been Full Circus. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next episode.